2.4 slope of parallel and perpendicular lines. We're going to be using slope to solve problems involving parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, so we have a gondola in the ground. What do you notice about, here's the gondola line right here. And here's the ground.
Straight.
What do you notice about their equations?
Parallel.
Okay, how do you know those equations are parallel?
Because they look
Don't
that way.
ever intersect.
This has an intercept, it's 20.
No, those two are.
No, the line.
The lines don't intercept, but what do you notice about their equations?
It's 1/2 x.
It's
Equal
1/2
20.
x plus 20 and 1/2 x. What is this 1/2? That's the what?
It's the angle, or it's like the slope.
Y equals mx plus b, yes?
The slope.
Yes, that's a linear equation. It is a little bit down on your page. I thought we might know it already, but we don't. We do know it. It's about a third of the way down. It says linear equation and slope-intercept form is y equals mx, first page.
But there's not enough spaces to put.
No, it's y equals, and you put mx plus b.
And that
Does it put the first one?
No. Linear equation in slope-intercept form is y equals
MX.
mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b.
Why do we skip so much?
Well, because I thought you guys could tell me that was the slope. I thought you would remember it. We're going to. I have this slide, but we need it now, evidently. Okay, so y equals mx plus b, where m is what?
B plus MX.
M is slope. So on your next line, m equals slope. And b is the what?
Line.
Y-intercept. Okay, now do you kind of come back from algebra 1?
This is
Okay.
where I'm gonna fail.
Okay. Stop. You need to review. Okay, so these two, the gondola line and the ground, have the same slope. So that would mean they would never go towards each other, would they? They're always going to be going at the same and they'll never touch. So that's what makes them parallel. Okay, so two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. So that's the first things you guys need to fill in. Two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. So your first thing is what? Non-vertical, correct? Lines are parallel if and only if their what? Slopes are equal. Okay, your next thing is slope equals, and in y equals mx plus b, we call it m, which equals, does anyone remember the slope formula?
It's like something of 1/2
It's a change of y, so y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you need 2 points. You need 2 points, and it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we have any two vertical lines are what? Parallel. So the first picture are showing you just non-vertical lines, but they're parallel. And the second picture is what? Those are vertical lines, yes? If you know they're vertical, then they are, oh, you don't need your computer. You don't need your computer, you need to be filling this in. So close it down, please. Thank you. Okay. So what are we going to be looking for when we're looking for parallel lines? We're looking to check if what?
They're beside each other.
If they're vertical or if they're what? Slopes are equal. Okay, that's the big thing. If their slopes are equal, they're parallel. So we're going to be finding lots of slopes today. Okay, are K and N parallel?
Yes.
Well, they look it, but how do I verify they are? What do they have to have?
Slow.
The same slope. So K, let's get some points for K. I love my pin up here, evidently. Okay, we need some good points for K.
What is that saying?
Well, it was supposed to be a K. On your picture, find some good points for K.
2, -3.
Oh, 1.
K, K's right here. K doesn't go through 1, 1.
Yeah, it does.
No,
There's a negative one.
Right there, right below that dot.
it doesn't go through it.
I can't really see on the picture.
-2, 3. Or 2, 3. Or 2, -3 would be 1.
2, -3, is that a good one? Okay, so I have -2, 2, and 2, -3. Now, I'm going to tell you, you don't have to use the same. They should be the same. It should be the slope no matter
Wait,
what.
what is that letter before?
It's a K. The pen's messed up.
That's a weird case.
Well, figure it out. It's K or N.
I'm just
I don't think
saying.
it's
I'm
an N.
not trying to make you mad.
Okay, so you guys are focusing
Gosh.
on such the wrong thing. So,
Wait, how-
does it matter any point that I use on this line?
No.
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 You want good points. Do I want to use this one right here? It's not on the grid. Do I want to use it?
No.
Tyson, stop. Do I want to use this one right here?
No.
No. I want good points. So then I need a points for N.
Um,
1, 2.
1, 2, right here.
Yeah. And 4, -2.
Oh.
Dude, can you slow down? Gosh.
Just look at your picture.
It's
Find.
going too fast.
Okay, find another point. Come on.
4.
Could
I mean 4.
can we
never
do
mind. Our
3
picture's
ones?
too small.
Can we do
I can't
3
see.
3 and 1? 3 -1, I mean.
3, -1. If 3, -1, your picture must be too small. It doesn't go through it. Okay? So we're going to
What
do
about -2, 4?
It's 4,
-2,
-2.
Or yeah, negative.
4, -2.
4, -2.
Wow. I see how it is.
Okay, all of the rest of them are not nice points. We don't want to guess, do we? No. Okay, so in your book, it will be a big enough picture that you can see. I apologize. I was trying to get it on there and I made it too small. Okay, so my formula was y minus y over x minus x, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want, you can put x1, y1, it's not recording up there, x2, y2 above them, so you remember. So it's going to be -3, -3 minus 2 over 2 minus a -2.
The second X on the K, is that a 1 or a 2?
The 2. x1, it won't write up there, sorry guys, I won't write that far. This is 0.1, this is 0.2.
So then when you put
What is that
positive,
for?
Okay, so negative times a negative is a what?
that's positive.
Plus a positive.
Why do you put N equals?
So that's because slope. Again.
M is slope. Okay, now notice that right here is my second point. Do you see it? Right here is my second point. And here is my what?
You're
First point. You have to have them lined up that way. It doesn't matter which one's the first point, which the second point, but it matters up and down. Okay, so negative 3, negative 2 is negative 5.
Mm-hmm. And 2 plus 2 is 4.
Is 4. So my slope is negative 5/4. Well, K is going down, yes?
Yeah.
Could I counted that? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Can you do that? Because that's what we learned.
Yeah, but you are going to do the slope formula because I'm not always going to give you the picture. You can count to make sure, but you're not always going to have a picture. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again. So M equals, and I'm going to start with this point to show you it doesn't matter. As long as it's Y minus Y over X minus X. And hopefully you see the first point right here and the second point right here if you look up and down, don't you? Okay, so negative and negative is a positive. So you have 4 over negative 3. So, are they parallel? No, why not?
Because they don't match
What don't match?
the numbers.
But what are those numbers?
The slope.
Okay, not parallel because the slopes.
Will we write that for M or the top one, K and M? What?
What one?
Both of them just right.
This
Alright.
K and N are not parallel because the slopes are not equal. So are M and Q. So guess what I have to do? Find slopes for what? M and Q. So I need good points
4 negative 1
for
for M.
M.
Yeah.
4 negative 1 is down here.
You do 1 1
No.
for Q.
Or I meant 4.
Negative 1, 4.
Yeah.
Negative 1, 4. Okay.
Then you do for
Okay, let's do M and then we'll
Oh,
do
okay.
that one. Okay. So negative 1, 4
And then negative 4, 3.
and negative 4, 3. Okay. And then, oh, that's line M. It's gonna be slope equals again, isn't it? And that's gonna be M. And then line Q
then you do
Actually.
1 1.
for Q.
Yeah. 1
Yeah.
for the 0 1.
1, 1. It doesn't go through 1. 1, 1's right here.
On that. But on the x axis, on the x axis.
So you mean 1, 0?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, 1, 0. And when you guys say it, I'm going to do exactly what you say so you can remember.
I did not mean to say that.
I know.
My bad.
Negative 4, negative 2. Yeah.
Negative 4, negative 2. Okay, so try to find your slope on both of them. Give you a head start.
Are we doing all the notes today?
So we're going to try to. Not like they used M. The M of M.
Can I see Q, Mr. Nick?
Oh.
wrong letters in the wrong examples. No, none of them are, none of them. Okay, did you guys get 1/3 and negative 2/5? Yep, so are they,
Can we get 1/3 act?
unless I did it wrong. Y minus Y.
I did -1 minus 4, which
You did X. Y is over X.
so -1 and 4. -4. What?
You have to have your Y's up here. And your X's down here. So are these parallel? No.
They're just backwards, but I'm pretty
Yeah, but-
close.
That's how I'll know you did them wrong, because you'll have it reciprocal.
God.
Okay, so are these parallel? Are they?
No.
No, because I have 1/3 and negative 2/5. And so this also comes down here, and neither one of these are parallel. So, so what do they have to be parallel? The same slope. So you're gonna have to find the slope. Now they will give you one picture and then ask you different things. So pay attention. Like if you've already found the slope of Q and they ask you again about Q, do you have to refine the slope?
No.
No. Use what you have. You're gonna do lots of slope. If you didn't have it down before now, you will. Okay, here's your linear equation that you had on there. The linear equation is the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. And if we were to plot a point, we would plot the y-intercept, yes? And then count the slope. Right? And connect the dots. Okay, so we are going to be writing these equations also. So it says, write the equation of a line that goes through point P and is parallel to L. I could not get a cursive L. Sorry. I couldn't get the right L on Word. So I need to have it go through here, this point, and parallel to this. Okay, so if they're parallel, they have the same what? Slope. So I know M has to be what? What is the slope on this equation?
1/2 x.
1.5.
1/2. The slope is right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so M is 1/2. And I need Y equals MX plus B. And so I need an M and I need a B. Yes? I have an M. And I have a what? That's not B. X and a Y. So if I have a B and an X and a Y, or excuse me, an M and an X and a Y, can I solve for B? Yeah. So I have to plug that in and solve for B. So what's Y?
1.
1 equals, what's M?
1.
What's
1
M?
half.
1/2
X is 4.
plus B. So what is half of 4?
2.
2. And yes, you are going to have to deal with some fractions today. I'm sorry.
I am not very good at that, so.
And then I got to subtract 2. Yes. So what is B?
-1.
So now I have B and I have M. I plug them back in. So Y equals, what's M?
1/2.
1/2 X. And what's B?
-1.
So there's the equation of the line. The equation of this line right here. That's parallel to that other one. So anytime they ask you that, they're going to give you an equation or a picture. We could have counted the slope off the picture, yes?
Yeah.
Okay? And you have to find that B. Okay, what is the equation of the line that is parallel to K and passes through T? Okay, so parallel, what's my slope going to be?
3, 1.
What's my slope?
1
Nope.
There's not a half.
-3. The slope is always the coefficient of x, correct? Okay, so -3 is my slope, and 3, 1 is my what and what?
Your x and y.
My x and y. So I'm plugging it to y equals mx plus b. So what's y?
1.
1 m
Three.
-3
3.
times 3 plus b. So -3 times 3 is
Nine.
-9 plus b, add 9, so b is what? 10. So y equals -3x plus 10. Are these two lines parallel to each other?
Oh yeah.
Okay, first statement. Two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they're what? What are equal?
Slope is
The
equal.
slope. Are these two lines parallel?
Yes.
Why?
Because the slope is the same.
Because their slope is the same. Okay, perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines meet at what kind of an angle? A 90-degree angle, so you can put those on your picture. Okay. And this is your first statement. It says two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if the product, right? The product of their slopes is -1. Meaning the two slopes, and this is your next line, are negative reciprocals. Let me slow down.
Are you still making?
What?
Are you still making?
Meaning the two slopes are negative. I need to write it down for a second. I feel like I need to spell it. Of each other. Okay. So the product, what's product mean? Multiply. So if you multiply the two together, you get -1. Meaning the negative reciprocals of each other. So if I have -1/2, okay? Well, a negative times a negative is a what? Positive. And what is the reciprocal of a half? 2/1. So if I were to multiply this, I'd have -2/2, which is what? -1. Okay? Vertical lines. Okay, a vertical line and a horizontal line are perpendicular to each other, always. So the x-axis and the y-axis, those are perpendicular, yes? Okay, because I have a horizontal and a vertical line. Okay, are K and J perpendicular? Are H and L perpendicular? Are K and M perpendicular? What do I need to find out about every single one of those? The what?
Slope.
The slope. Every single one I need the slope, the slope, the slope, the slope, the slope. Okay, so I need 2 points on K.
Negative 3, 2.
Negative 3, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
0, 4.
0, 4. Okay, I agree with that one. Okay, and then J.
Would it be 3 and -1?
Okay, 3, -1.
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2.
1, 2. Okay. H and L.
H would be
H.
negative
One.
-2 and -1.
Probably not.
1, negative 3.
No.
Close.
That looks like it's on the.
I know it does.
1, negative 3.
What about? Oh yeah.
1,
Pause
negative
that.
3. I go with that. 1, negative 3.
That's H, Mrs.
Oh, that's-
not L.
That is it.
Yeah, I was going for H.
Yeah, I was doing H.
I was doing H also. But L is also 1, negative 3. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need another one for L.
Yeah, so
3, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we said H, we also could use 1, negative 3.
Yeah. For H, why can't we do -2 and -1?
I don't think it's
That,
quite
that
on
looks like it's on.
Whatever
the line
is this?
Right
No, it's not
H.
quite on.
here. Bowl. It looks like it's on the line.
Yeah, we'd have to.
Yeah, we would have to.
1, negative 1. 1, negative 2.
We're on H. I'm wondering if it would hit here.
It hits just right on that one line.
1, negative 2 doesn't hit H. This is H.
Nothing hits 1, negative 2.
Then I just can't do that problem. Or negative 1.
Do you think it goes through right here?
No,
No.
No.
no, it misses.
It misses.
Negative 1,
So
negative 2.
Well,
What are you
negative
talking
2,
about?
negative 1 is closer than 1, negative 2.
what do you guys
move the
looking
ladder
at?
before you can climb. So it's over then up and
So,
So what we
this
have to
is
do-
closer than this.
So then we would have to do the one that I just gave them.
Okay, you guys willing to go to that one?
Yeah, negative
Okay.
2.
Negative 2,
and
negative 1.
over.
Okay, K. Hardest part about this one is getting good points, right? Okay, K. Negative 3, 2. Oh, we already have that one. So we can just put what K is up there once we do it, can't we?
Yeah.
Okay. And M. I hate that they're using M because you're finding the M of M.
It would be
1, negative
1 and -1.
1, negative 1.
Yeah, and then it would be 0, 3.
Yep.
Okay. So we got some slopes to find. Okay, so 2 minus 4 over negative 3 minus 0. So negative 2 over negative 3. So that's just 2/3. Is that what you guys got? Okay. And then I have negative 1 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. So negative 3 over 2. Now, if they're perpendicular, their slopes have to equal what when I'm multiplying?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. They have to be negative reciprocals, yes? So if I take 2/3 times -3/2, my 3's reduced to 1s, my 2's reduced to 1s, and I'm left with what?
-1.
So are they perpendicular?
Yes.
Yes. Do you see that that's a negative reciprocal of each other? See that? Bless you. Okay, so H, we're hoping it works out because we just had to pick, right? So -3 minus a -1 over 1 minus a -2. So -2 over 3. And then -3 minus 2 over 1 minus 3. -5 over 2.
What are you doing? That was H and L, not M.
No, M is slope. Doesn't M stand? M
Okay.
stands for slope.
Sorry, I'm just
I
confused.
know, I know.
I'm confusing myself now.
Well, and
Alright,
they have
you
a
can
line
keep going.
M there too. Which
Yeah,
is,
you can keep going.
Okay.
now. My bad.
so the points we picked, the answer is what? No. Even if we weren't very good on that, both of those lines go what direction? H and L.
Bring it down.
They go down.
Well, I guess so.
Wait, L should be positive.
You can tell by the way they
Yes.
intersect that they aren't parallel.
Right, but the pictures aren't drawn to scale, and they could have scrunched up the picture. Now, do we have the negative of each other? Guys, do we have one positive, one negative? Yeah. Now, the 2, we have 1, 2 in the numerator, 1, 2 in the denominator. So if we didn't pick a good point, we could be wrong, correct? But the points we picked, are they perpendicular? Nope. Because when I take -2/3 times 5/2, I get -5/3, which is not -1, correct? Okay, so what was the slope for K?
-42.
K was just 2/3. So now I have to find the M for M, right? So -1 minus 3 over 1 minus 0, which is 1. So -4 over 1, which is -4, which hopefully all of you are going, no! And you know the symbol for perpendicular? That's the symbol for perpendicular. Not perpendicular, and why not? Because 2/3 times 4 over 1 is -8/3, which is definitely not -1, correct?
Wait, was that a high or a 9?
That's a,
Okay. I didn't know.
Upside down.
yeah, I put it sideways, sorry. Not perpendicular. And did I tell you why right here? Yep. As long as I show that the product isn't -1, I can just say they're not perpendicular and we're done. So we have 2 more examples with perpendicular equations. We gotta write perpendicular equations.
So to figure out like if it's not perpendicular or anything, how would you do
So
that?
you multiply them like this.
Okay.
Now the other thing is want to have 2/3 and -3/2. So
Yeah.
they're negative reciprocals of each other. And that's what we're going to use on this next one. Okay, so it says what is the equation of the line that goes through point P and is perpendicular to L? Okay, so what is my XY?
Your XY is 4.
4, 1, right?
Yeah.
I love my pens jumping today. So this is my XY, yes?
Yeah.
I need my slope because we're doing Y equals MX
The
plus
slope.
B. Now, the slope right now of this line is what? A half. So I need a negative reciprocal of 1/2. So that's positive, so this one's going to be what? Negative. And the reciprocal of a half is 2. Yes? 2 over 1? Flip it. So now I have my slope and I have my xy. Can I find my equation?
Yeah.
Okay, what's y? 1 equals -2 times 4 plus b. So 1 equals -8 plus b. So b equals 9.
Yep.
And my slope is -2. So the line that is perpendicular to L is y equals -2x plus 9. The key is just the slope, isn't it?
Where do you get the 9 at?
Got it?
Where do you get the -2 at?
Yeah, I want to know that.
Okay,
as
So
well.
the slope we started with is 1/2, yes?
Yeah.
It's positive 1/2. So perpendicular needs to be the negative reciprocal of that.
Okay.
So this is positive, so that's negative. The reciprocal of a half is, what's the reciprocal of a half?
2.
2.
So, then
So
we just
if
put
I
it
told
there.
It's
you-
actually 0.5 though.
No, it's a half. If I gave you the slope with -7/5,
The reciprocal
what is the
would be-
perpendicular slope?
I don't know.
That's negative, so then you want a
7.
7.
positive, and the reciprocal is,
5/7.
because if I take these two, I get what? -1. Okay? And if you think about it, one has to be a negative, doesn't it? One of these slopes has to be a negative for them to be perpendicular to hit at a right angle. Because if one goes down, which would be a negative, the other one has to go what? Up. So one of these has to have a negative slope. Okay, we got one more. Okay, what is the equation of the line perpendicular to the given line K and passes through point P, or T?
I don't know.
So the slope of K right now is what?
3 over 4.
3 over 4. So the perpendicular slope, so 3 over 4 is positive, so the perpendicular slope is going to be
-4.
negative
4 over 3.
4 over 3. And 12 is my x, and -2 is my y.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what formula to use.
y equals mx plus b every time.
Okay, but there's like 2 different ways. I will just figure it out.
Well, what do you mean there's 2 different ways?
It's fine.
No,
Okay.
it's the same way.
If it's parallel, it has the same slope. If it's perpendicular, it has the negative reciprocal slope, and we do the problems exactly the same way after we find the what? After you find the slope, you do the problems exactly the same way. Okay, so what's y?
Y is
Negative
2.
-2. What is m? The perpendicular one.
Hold up.
Or 4 or 3.
-4
4
over 3. What's x?
X is positive 12.
12 plus b. We're finished. So 3 goes into 12 how many times?
4.
4. So -4 times 4 is
Negative
-16 plus b. Add 16. So b equals 14. So I have b and I have m. So y equals -4/3 x plus 14.